Hey there, everyone. God damn it, Gary. Hey there, everyone. Before we start, there's going to be some Assassin's Creed spoilers later in the podcast. At a certain time. Just go in knowing that we're going to spoil a few things about Assassin's Creed Odyssey specifically, but potentially Origins. I doubt Valhalla, and definitely not Shadows. So if you got spoilers if you're worried about spoilers for Odyssey, you're warned. Okay, on to the show. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Platinum Achievements Podcast. As always, I'm Ray. And today, as always, I'm joined by, he's not a man, or is he a puppet? It's Gary.
Hello, hello. Yeah, that's right. Colin, that's not copyrighted. And maybe I am a puppet. You'll just have to find out. Stick your hand at my button and see if there's another hand already in there.
Yeah, some weird feedback. Try talking again.
Try talking again. How's that?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, I'm getting some sort of weird buzzy thing every now and then.
Really? I wonder if that's on my end or your end, because I don't hear anything.
It might just be my headphone. Let's see. How have you been, Gary?
I've been good.
Oh wait, before we go any further, okay, we are recording, so that's good. That's a start. We are recording on March 23rd, and you have 276 shopping days till Christmas.
Get on it.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think it's my headphone for some reason.
Fail.
It's the left earbud. It's weird. Shoes off, making a lot of noise.
I've been good. Had a pretty solid week. Took Thursday off to go to Japantown in San Francisco with my girlfriend, her niece, and her parents because it was my girlfriend's birthday. And her niece wanted to go because her birthday was like 2 days prior. Picked up a pretty sick Dragon Ball Z poster for my game room while I was there.
I thought you were going to say venereal disease.
I already have plenty of those. I can't really pick anything else up, so.
Those are your Pokemon.
And then I also picked up, I don't know if you've seen them, if you've been to, have you heard of, you know what a Daiso's is? Like Daiso? It's kind of like it's almost like a, closest thing I'd basically call it would be like a Japanese dollar store almost.
Oh, okay.
They have just a bunch of random stuff. They have a bunch of random stuff. They're actually pretty cool, but we always stop there when we're there, and I also noticed that they have like soda waters with anime characters on them.
I've seen those.
So I picked up a Zoro one from One Piece and a Vegeta one from Dragon Ball Z.
Very nice. Very nice.
I ain't gonna drink them. They're just gonna be decoration, but
my week
was pretty good. Nah, because then the cans don't have any weight, and
they're canned.
Yeah. If they were bottles, it might be a little better. I could just refill them with water or whatever. But
like a college freshman.
Yeah,
that was a cool thing to do. Might
just refill it with water and sugar.
Yeah, you
pass it off as the same drink.
Well, not even they would do it in my dorm all the time. Like you down the bottle, like you drink the alcohol or whatever, and then you would refill it with like the same color, but you'd maybe put like a light underneath of it, and it would be like a cool light, I guess.
I
don't think.
How was your week?
My week. Sammy's been a little sick. But other than that, and he's not miserable, which is good. He's just got like a cold. But other than that, pretty good. Not a lot changes. Ever.
Is that good or bad?
I mean, I don't mind it. I'm trying to think if anything. Did we do anything fun this week? I don't think so. I don't think we did nothing too crazy. I had to take off yesterday, it's Sunday. I had to take off Friday, because Sammy was up at like super early in the morning, and then Amanda was up all night with him. So I was like, if I don't take off, she's gonna be miserable, and I'm gonna deal with it later. Yeah. Well, I mean, on the plus side, I used up all my rolled over vacation time before it expires.
Oh, that's
So
good.
yeah, it expires at the end of the month. So yeah.
Sweet.
Ugh.
Very nice. Very
But
nice.
then there's that thing where you look at it and it's like, man, I only have like 8.5 days I can take off for the rest of the year, and it's like, how am I gonna make it?
Yeah, I only get 5 a year at my job. It's pretty much ass.
it's so minimal too. Like I get it, you're not
Yeah.
supposed to be taking off, but like, especially if you have a kid or
But
something, like anything can happen.
yeah. Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, everybody needs like breaks here and there. I mean, we all have fucking lives outside of work. Like
No,
we
we
want to go
don't.
do stuff sometimes.
No,
Well,
we
most of
don't.
us have lives outside of work,
Don't lie.
unless your name is Ray.
I go to work, I come home, I do dad stuff, I play games for a couple hours. You know, the whole rigmarole.
Yeah. And I say we have lives. I mean that my girlfriend plans things and then we go and do them.
Dude, me too. You do that thing where she tells you and you just don't listen, and then you find out that day.
Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes she'll be like a day or two later, she'll like, yeah, we're doing this thing, and I'm like, huh? When did you talk about that? And she's like, I just told
I
you
told
like
you 5
yesterday, and I
times.
was like, I'm all, yeah, but did you tell me while I was playing video games?
Dude, it's
That's
not even
that.
it's not even video games for me. It's like all the time. Like, because Amanda likes to talk out loud too, like her thoughts. So like she'll just say stuff and I just don't
Oh,
register
you
it.
mean think out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She likes
yeah.
to
My
think out
girlfriend does
loud.
that too.
Dude, and I
She'll
just
just be
like,
talking in the other room to herself, and I was like, all right.
but then she's talking to herself, but at the same time she's talking to you.
Uh, sometimes, yeah.
And
Sometimes she'll
then,
just be like talking in the other room, and I'm like, I can't hear you unless you're like in the same room as me.
dude, and then I don't, I used to be really bad at it. Now I think I explained myself a little, and I think she sort of gets it. But at the
Hmm.
same time, I'm like listening like 30% of the time because I know most of it's not for me.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, she can't get mad because she has a harder time listening than I do. I'll be like straight up trying to have a full on conversation with her, and if she's looking at her phone at all, she's not listening.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep.
Like,
Same thing. Same
because
thing.
she gets easily distracted by, shorts on Instagram or whatever, and she'll be watching those, and I'm like literally trying to have a conversation with her, and then 2 minutes later, what? And I'm like, did you hear anything I just said? And she's like, oh, no, sorry, I was watching. I'm like,
No, yeah. I just
what the
converted to
hell?
YouTube Shorts, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
YouTube Shorts are 10 times worse than the other platforms because half of it is just people make accounts and they do like the split videos, and it's such a brain rot, and I can't stop it, and I hate it.
The only thing I really look at, um, social media wise, obviously besides
OnlyFans.
Discord, is OnlyFans, which I just hang out on my own OnlyFans, hoping that people will someday subscribe. Um, and Reddit. Reddit's always been like my brain rot of choice.
Yeah. I stopped
But
doing Reddit so much, just because like I have to change all the places I'm following because I'm following like a bunch of like DC and like video game stuff, and it's literally just like people asking dumb questions, and I'm like, there's nothing
oh
here.
yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really gonna start like tooling it to like just like gaming news and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise it's literally like, what do you think Superman's preferred music playlist would be? How is anybody supposed to answer this? Oh, speaking
It's
of,
just one of those. It's one of those fun little questions that you just ponder.
let me find it, and then we'll transition into what we've been playing. I got in a little bit of a, not even an argument, but like a back and forth with some kid who, let's see. I'm gonna find the source of it. Okay, so people were talking about, someone posted about Remedy's new game FBC Firebreak coming to PS Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Which also very upsetting because it's not coming to PS Plus Essential. Just
Mm-hmm.
what is it? It's not
Premium?
Deluxe.
I mean, extra.
Extra and premium, yeah. So it's coming there. I'm like, I'm gonna have to buy this game.
No.
I don't want to buy it.
No.
Okay, so someone they're talking about a confusing title, which makes no sense. Someone goes, today I learned Remedy's finish.
They just figured that out? They never found that out?
Gets worse. I'll quote them. I won't say their name, but I'll quote them. Today I learned Remedy is Finnish. Just always thought they were American. Kind of explains a lot, actually. Also, I'm actually looking forward to this shooter. I don't play MMO shooters, but this one looked neat.
What? There's so much wrong with that freaking sentence.
I reply, it's not an MMO. They reply, oh really? Because a bunch of people playing an online game sounds like an MMO. I love doing this voice. A lot of people playing an online game sounds like an MMO. I know it's just a squad, but I don't know why you're tripping about my wordage. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I go, it's a 3-person game. Left 4 Dead isn't an MMO. Difference of opinion, I guess. And then I go, it isn't. It's an objective definition. How is it? Oh, he could have got me here. How is it a massive multiplayer online game? He then breaks it down. Massive multiplayer. Many people playing online.
3 is
it's
not
online. Many. Game. It's a game. I think you need to rebrush your 2nd grade English. To be fair, I'm getting up votes, and he's getting just double-digit down votes. Every post.
I don't even bother argue with people on Reddit because I just lose IQ points.
Oh yeah. It just, and then he went on to call me what was it? It just went back and forth a little bit, and he calls me thanks Magatron 900, which exactly. Also, it's really crazy if you go far enough down on a Reddit thread, like it all just gets so condensed because of the lines, like it stops making sense. And it's so I don't like that about the Reddit app. But then I go,
yeah.
I tell him it's like an odd insult. I'm like, I can't tell if you're calling me part of the MAGA cult, which I'm not, or if you just can't spell the character's name. And he goes on to say he was trying to call me a maggot, but he didn't know if I'd report him. But he spelled it MAGGA Tron. I'm like, I don't understand any of this. So Reddit's dumb. Don't argue with people. I've gotten a lot better at it.
Yeah, I just don't really care. Even if people are wrong, I'm like, I'm not even going to bother correcting them.
Dude, it's... In what world is that an MMO?
Like I told you what happened one time about like... I can't remember if I might have actually brought it up on this podcast at one point, but... So you know how like if you use Reddit, if you go to certain subreddits, you'll just get like notifications like recommending random posts in that subreddit going forward because they're like, oh, you've been on this subreddit, obviously, you know, you're interested.
Yeah.
So I was when I was playing through Jedi Fallen Order last year, I would randomly, because shit's hard to find in that game, the map's kind of confusing, collectibles are a pain in the ass. And I would look through, there'd be like one collectible that I couldn't find. And I'd like Google it, and it would bring up like Reddits of basically people, Reddit topics of people talking about the same thing that I was trying to find.
Mm-hmm.
So it started recommending that subreddit, and it recommended, somebody created a topic basically saying, oh, if such and such character dies, how do you feel about such and such's death? And there's like literally a picture of that person. And I'm like, I clicked on it and I was like, sweet, thanks for the spoilers in the title. And like 4 people jumped down my throat about, well, you shouldn't be in this subreddit if you don't want spoilers and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, I got recommended this specific post only because I was on the subreddit to find collectibles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is it ever okay to post spoilers in a title? And they're like, and I literally everybody defended him. And I was like, this subreddit is full of a bunch of fucking pricks, dude. Like,
what subreddit was it for?
Like, it was literally the subreddit for Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, that's right, Jedi Fallen Order.
And I'm like, dude, you guys are all a bunch of fucking degenerates. Like, really, if you're defending a guy posting spoilers in a title, I don't understand how that is ever okay. Like, no, even if you already know what happens or you're part of that, like, what? How can you even defend that? I don't. But yeah, anyways, like that happened, and I'm just like, dude, people on Reddit, I already kind of knew, but like that really like pushed it in the direction of like the Redditors, man.
What's the worst platform? What do you think?
Reddit's up there. I mean, just because it's full of trolls and bots and.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the YouTube comment section is like up there too. It's atrocious. I've
Stay out
actually
of
been
those.
spoiled. I've been spoiled on major game spoilers through YouTube comments when either the video had nothing to do with any spoilers for that game or was literally about something else entirely and they just randomly brought up spoilers for a game and I'm like, "Oh, sick, thanks." So, I'm very, very careful. Like, I'm one of those people that likes to read comments in a YouTube video after watching it because I like to see, like, if their thoughts align with my own, or just kind of to see like the conversation. But I'm very selective about like whether I look at comments now for a game, for a YouTube video for a game. But yeah, I would say those two and Twitter. I think Twitter is probably the worst.
Well, there you go.
Thinking about it now.
Twitter's pretty bad. I was gonna say Twitter,
Yeah,
but for those
yeah.
listeners, go down, leave a comment on the YouTube video. Let us know the ending of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we'll ban you from ever listening to the podcast ever again.
Gary has that power.
Mm-hmm.
Before we move off of it, I also had something spoiled for me on Reddit where I was in the Naruto subreddit, and someone was posting like, basically Boruto spoilers, and it was, what was it? It was that a character died, and I was like, well, that kind of blows. So I hopped out of that subreddit real quick.
Yeah. Spoilers piss me off.
Boruto, pretty good. Not the anime.
I still need to
but
do. I still need to freaking get through. I know I say this like every podcast, but I still need to get through the original Naruto, Naruto Shippuden. Like,
both are good.
I got ways to go for
Don't
that.
worry, there's hundreds of episodes you can skip.
Do you want to do news or what we've been playing first?
Let's do what we've been playing. I don't have any news necessarily. Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, did I put anything? I think I've just been throwing news in the news category just to keep track of things I want to just talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And even still, it was only one thing. I'll open this up. The link.
Open up a can of whoop ass.
I taught Sammy how to say crack open a cold one.
Careful about teaching him the word crack.
Oh, that reminds me. I was listening to speaking of dumb short videos, and then we'll move on. I saw a funny short of John Oliver, and he was saying that he took his child to England, and he lives in America now, clearly, and his son's an American. But he goes up to, he's walking his son around, and the kid's being all cute, and some guys in England is just like, he's opening the door for him. The kid just walks in and says like, "Thank you." And he's like, "Oh, he's an adorable little cunt, isn't he?" And he's like, on the one hand, it's England, so we don't care about that word. I think it's such a fun word to use too.
It's so funny because in England it's like it's almost like calling somebody like bro.
Yeah.
Like it's so inoffensive, but here it's like the opposite.
Yep.
Like you call somebody a cunt, obviously, especially a woman. It's like one of the worst words you can call somebody.
So he's
Like-
so he's saying that, right? And he goes to the guy. He's like, on the one hand, yeah, he is adorable, but on the other hand, we live in America. He's American, and he's starting to mimic words. So that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, Lily. Nope, you stay here.
So much phlegm in my throat.
That's hot. You sure it's phlegm or is it something else that looks similar?
A little bit A, a little bit B.
Little column A, little column B. All right, am I going first or you going first?
You can go first.
All right. I haven't played any Xbox. Shocking. I know, right? I actually got 2 new plats this week because I'm a pro.
Crazy enough, Gary. We're literally in the same boat.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You got 2 new plats?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You go first.
We're both so cool. We're like twinsies.
We're a bunch of
So,
PlayStation Podricks over here.
Hell yeah. We're changing it to just Platinums. That's the new name.
Plats on plats.
So I basically just been focusing on Doom 2016. Grind that shit out. Did I tell you what happened with that? How I basically fucked myself
Ooh.
when it came to the collectibles?
Go on.
Normally I'd be, it'd be right up my alley. But so I guess I didn't read the trophy guide well enough because So one of the collectibles for those who haven't played Doom 2016, they're called runes or rune trials. They're basically like these big floating green things. There's like 2 per level after starting after a certain level, and basically it's like a challenge that you have to do that unlocks a rune. It's like basically like an upgrade. It's like a upgrade that you can equip. Like for instance, you perform glory kills faster, which are like crazy animated melee kills, or you get more ammo from enemies or whatever. And then after you unlock them, you have to do a certain thing tied to that to fully upgrade it. So I was going through initially and following a collectible guide to get everything as I went.
Mm-hmm.
And the final level that has those rune trials in them, it was like level 9. There's 13 levels total, just for reference. I wasn't using a collectible guide during that level because I was in party chat, and I'm like, I'll just go back. If I don't find something, I'll just go back and redo the level later. I don't really care. So I did that, and I found out after the fact that if you use mission select to go back to any levels at any time, the trophy for collecting all of the runes glitches, and you have to start an entire new playthrough. And I'm like, that's sick, awesome. So I got every other collectible. Luckily, I could just speed run to that point and only focus on collecting the runes. Unfortunately, I had to do all the rune trials all over again, and some of them are freaking annoying. But it only took me like 3.5 hours to do a separate playthrough, so it wasn't that bad. But I basically grinded that out yesterday. So I managed. There wasn't anybody playing multiplayer the other day when I tried to jump on and knock out the 2 easy multiplayer trophies. But yesterday it was popping. Like there was hella people online. Busted out those 2 trophies in like half an hour. Busted out the other trophy that I needed for beating the first level in the hardest difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Got that plat baby, and then I left it installed because I'm only at 66%. I still have to do the multiplayer DLC over time, which is going to be super fun. My other plat that I got was actually yesterday. I decided just to finish off the Ninja Turtle Cowabunga collection, the PS4 stack. I was gonna wait and do the last 2 games co-op with my buddy, but I was like, you know what? We've already done like the whole collection together before with the PS5 stack. I'm like, I ended up just doing the watch mode trick for the rest of the games. I didn't care. So yeah, maybe I'm a filthy casual. But last but not least, I picked up a little indie gem, little hidden gem called Assassin's Creed Shadows this week. Nobody's probably heard of it, but
no, Gary. You said this. What did any cash exchange hands, Gary?
So after using my $5 GameStop coupon and
there you go.
my cat and my like 50 something dollars cash back that I had on my Upside app, I technically still had to pay like $10, but to me that's close enough. I don't care.
Oh, Gary.
It'll be fine. I never even agreed to your thing. I said I was gonna try.
Let me tell you what, Gary.
And spending $10 on a $70 game. But Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Let me tell you what.
It's actually
before you
don't hijack my section, Ray.
It's topical. Before you told me that you wanted to spoilers, in case you couldn't tell, we're gonna be focusing a lot on Assassin's Creed this episode, as the main topic. Mm-hmm. Before we made that decision, and you told me that you said you bought the game, and you would ask me, you're like, does spending $16 if I get whatever the other was like all cash back, does that count? And I told you that you know the answer. The thumbnail was going to be the green arrow with like the trophy for his face, just saying that Gary failed this podcast. But go on.
No, I failed you. That's different. So
you failed this podcast.
So spoilers. AC Shadows is way better than I expected. Like
that's what I've been hearing.
I was looking forward to it. But I wasn't like super hyped. I kind of just picked it up because I was like, well, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Mirage. That was like over a year ago. kind of getting that itch. And yeah, I'm like 7.5 hours in, and I'm really digging it. The two characters you play as, I've only played as the samurai dude, like for like a few minutes, because they basically give you a taste of each character at the very beginning, and then you play as the female ninja, and then I'm not sure how much of the game you have to do as her before they switch you back, because I think at some point you can basically just switch whenever you want. But the gameplay as both characters is really solid. Like playing as the shinobi, she like it feels like I brought this up on one of the previous podcasts, but like one of my favorite series on the PS2 was the Tenchu games. Yeah, I pronounced it correctly this time. Um, and literally, it feels like the stealth in this game feels like they took out a page out of their book. It feels super good. Even the actual like direct combat, because you're not really supposed to get in direct combat a lot as the shinobi. It feels really good. Like I think they took a lot of notes from the criticisms on the combat of the previous Assassin's Creed games, like the more recent ones, and they made a lot of tweaks because it feels really solid. And as a samurai, you feel like a freaking powerhouse. You're like a tank. Um, yeah, it's not quite as tight when you're playing as a samurai or whatever. It's not quite as tight as like Ghost of Tsushima, but it's still really good. Like it. I before in like the last few Assassin's Creed games, I would kind of avoid fights a lot of the time because the fighting was just kind of but now I kind of look forward to it. Like it's fun. Like so combat's a plus. Graphics are fantastic on the PS5 Pro because on performance mode, there's like it displays at 4K, so it's crisp. There's like really good draw distance. The lighting and everything is really good. Kind of like in Ghost of Tsushima, the foliage and stuff is really good. Like when it's windy, you'll see like everything moving and it looks pretty damn realistic. So far the story it's okay. I haven't really encountered a lot of the story so far. Obviously I'm not really going to talk about it because even towards the beginning, it's still technically spoilers. But yeah, the nice thing is, without spoiling anything, they basically brought back. I don't know if this is in Valhalla because I didn't play Valhalla. I played it for like 5 minutes. But in Odyssey, they had the system where you basically had to hunt down like the that list of like cultists. This game basically has the same system, which I really like. You have to do like little mini missions to try to locate, um, each enemy to assassinate, and then you find them and do all that. But I really like that portion of it. What else can I briefly talk about real quick while I'm thinking about it? So you have a homestead. It's like a little home base that you can upgrade, and which is cool. You can actually you can even buy buildings where you can display like armor and weapons and stuff if you found like cool stuff that you don't really want to use but you want to put on display. And a lot of the stuff ties in with that. Like I found this dog. I'm not going to spoil the quest, but I found this dog, and basically after I finished the quest, he joined me, and I was able to basically put him at that base, and then you can interact with him and pet him and stuff. They brought back petting animals, which is sick. I love that. My only con so far is actually tied to that like home base, homestead, whatever you want to call it. For some weird reason, I don't know if it's due to hardware limitations, because when you actually like upgrade the base and build stuff, it goes into a top down view, kind of like an RTS or something, and where you can like place your buildings and whatever you're building like wherever you want. Maybe it was too hardware intensive to not do this, but they locked, whenever you're at that homestead, they lock the frame rate to 30, and it feels so bad. Like it's so jarring. It's it's like painful, honestly, because I have it set to what is it called? when your TV like VRR, so the variable refresh rate or whatever, so everything looks super smooth. But then if it drops down to like 30, like it does in the Homestead, it's like very choppy. It looks even worse than if you were just playing like a normal 30 FPS game. So that's my main gripe with it so far. It's not that big of a deal, but that's my only gripe with it so far. I kind of avoid going to the Homestead that very much because of that. It's kind of annoying, but other than that, I'm loving it. Like it's scratching that Assassin's Creed itch, and yeah, highly recommend it. It's mild spoilers. It's already made it to my top 5
Of the whole series of all-time games.
Of the whole series.
Okay.
Which we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing. How about you?
Great interruption there, by the way. Love it. She comes in, she's like, oh, "You're recording?" I'm like, "The fuck do you think I'm doing up here?"
She's like, "Oh, I thought you were just masturbating again."
Oh, I wish. Oh,
I mean, I can just we can just turn this into ASMR, and you can just do what you got to do.
Gary, I have discovered a very bad website for people like us.
Degenerates?
Sort of. Jesus, there's so many. Oh my god. It's a website where they make custom Blu-rays for like older
custom Blu-rays.
Well, custom as in like older
like kind
TV
of bootleggy.
shows. Yeah, for things that they're not making actual Blu-rays for. Gary, I've literally pulled out like 15 tabs while I was listening to you wax poetically. They have Transformers.
While you were air quote listening to me.
Yeah, they have Transformers Armada on Blu-ray. They have one of my favorites, X-Men Evolution.
Do they have Transformers Beast Wars?
I think Beast Wars you can actually get legit on Blu-ray.
Although, what's the quality like? Are there reviews or anything?
They say that the Xbox One is going to be like your worst playback, depending on if you have the app updated, but everything else seems good. They have Codename Kids Next Door. They have Megas XLR, which, oh my god. Do you remember Megas XLR?
Yeah, with like the big ass, like the hillbilly guy and like the big ass truck.
Heck yeah. So that's one of my favorite TV shows. Wolverine and the X-Men, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated one, the original. Where's the one for you? They have a pup named Scooby-Doo.
Oh, hell yeah.
And they have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003, the complete series.
How much is that? Because I just bought it on DVD.
Oh, it's like $85 for the whole series.
Oh, yeah. Screw that.
They're a little pricey.
I bet you I doubt the quality is really any better than the DVD that I bought. Because
probably not.
I mean, it upscales, so.
Pretty cool website though. I saved it from last time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, link me that website.
Yeah, it's called Monsterland Media. Dude, they got
waste more money.
SWAT cats.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like SWAT cats?
Mm-hmm.
SWAT cats is like a fever dream to me. I remember it, but I don't.
It was so good. Do they have Biker Mice from Mars?
I can check. Also, SWAT Cats, the Blu-ray complete series, only like $28.
Dude, Biker Mice from Mars was legit. I'm sure it was probably before your time. I'm assuming you've never watched it.
Probably not.
So sick.
Maybe before my time. It says 2006.
Biker Mice from Mars is from like the 90s.
Oh, did they do a new version of it?
Probably, yeah. I never watched the
Biker Mice
new
from
thing,
Mars,
but
93 to 96, 3 seasons, 65
Called
episodes,
it.
3 Blu-ray discs. You're looking at $34.
that ain't bad actually.
That is not bad. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one I kind of get. I feel like that's more in demand, and plus it's more episodes.
Yeah.
But all right, and then I'll look up. Let me see the other one. I'd never heard of Biker Mice from Mars. So I'm surprised there's a 2006 one. This looks very unsettling. This makes me very uncomfortable.
Wait, what do you mean?
The 2006 series.
Why is it unsettling?
This mice has cum gutters.
What?
This mouse has cum gutters on the cover. I don't need to see this. Gary, I'm very confused about what you're into after seeing this 2006 cover.
That's probably the Rule 34 spinoff.
28 episodes. It says they're 7, like
Link
generally
link me that
720p.
website, Home Slice.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Do it now.
I got it. So yeah, you're good with your games. You said you did no Xbox, and you said you were playing those. You said what were your platinums? Because Amanda interrupted me. Doom and what was the other one?
That was before the interruption. You just weren't listening.
No, I'm muting myself for a hot second.
Because that was like right at the beginning of my talking.
Well, Doom I knew you were playing, yeah.
Doom 2016 and the Ninja Turtle Cowabunga collection.
Okay, yeah, I do remember. I vaguely remember hearing that over my son giggling in the room.
Giggle.
Yeah, it's such a degenerate. These people, no concept of what's going on.
No.
Would Travis Kelce's wife interrupt his podcast? Maybe. So yeah, as for me, I'm just throwing this into. I'm gonna throw this in the Discord real quick. There you go. I don't know why it says TJ, but all right.
I know what the hell.
I don't know why it says TJ, but unless TJ's the guy making them.
Maybe.
So, as for me, I played no Xbox, but like I said, I was a little bit of a PlayStation Podrick this week. I was trying to look because I have to remove some storage for an update to Little Guardsmen. And
they have gargoyles.
They do have gargoyles. And I was just combing through and I was looking at like what my quicker platinums could be. One of them, and I'm going to get back to it, is called, they really don't help themselves with the naming here. If you look at the trophy, I guess list, it's called Freakopocalypse. But it's not, that's not the actual name. It's a Cyanide and Happiness, like point and click game. And it's the first episode. Apparently they're working on an additional episode or 2 others, but they've hit delays and that was a while ago. So who knows if it's really coming out. I was playing it with Sammy a little bit, and then I realized that based off some of the dialogue, not a game for Sam with Cyanide and Happiness. You know what that is, right? Have you seen the cartoons?
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny. There's it was a funny game for like the 5 minutes I played. And then I put that down and I booted up a game called War Tile, which I got on sale at some point. It is basically like Heroescape, the video game. If you've ever played Heroescape, it's like
I have not.
Oh, Heroescape's a very good time. I don't know what I was trying to say there. But War Tile, it's like hexagon tiles. They stack on top of each other. You're basically like a band of Vikings going to rid your land of some sort of disease. And I would give this game, I haven't come up with the Goldfish ranking yet, but I would probably put it at let's call it a high 6, maybe a low 7 game. Graphics look good. There's fun levels. It's not a long completion. It's like maybe 5 hours. And I got so close to losing even on the highest difficulty later on in the game, and I really had to cheese like my fight against this big like ice ogre. Dude, it was tough. But there's a lot of, I'm jumping around a little bit, but there's a lot of mechanics in the game that are a little overwhelming, but you kind of figure it out towards the end. And it's just you moving your pieces around, and then other pieces engage you based on proximity. You have different objectives to do. A lot of cool environments. It's a fun story for the most part. I will say my biggest gripe is that you can't adjust text size. So there's some small text you got to read, and you have to get I had to get right up on my TV to see it. But very very fun little game. I want to see. Let me see how much it is normally. Not too sure. It has an Xbox stack too, but I don't know if I'll go back to. I don't know if I'll go back to it so soon. It's not hard, but I don't know. Ooh, $20. I honestly think I got it for like $3, maybe less. on sale one time. $20.
That Bandcamp.
It's a little steep for this. If you can get it for around 10, I would say that's a really good price. For sure. And then I played a little gem called Figment, which I can't remember if we've talked about Figment or if it was my other buddy.
No, I don't think we have. I saw you playing it.
Figment is a game where you're running around someone's. I think it ends up being someone's like mind, like they're in a coma, and you're playing as their courage, and you basically have to try and help them come to terms with like some of their not so great moments in life. And
sounds like Inside.
Oh yeah. I was like, how the fuck does this relate to that video game?
No, movie.
The movie. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, it's a
I
very...
guess that's Inside. I guess that's Inside Out, not Inside. Same difference.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was very confused. But no, Figment's very cute. Sammy was watching it. He was enjoying it. He was yelling at me at one point. He's like, go that way. I'm like, Sam, it's a puzzle, dude. We're at the boss fight. I can't go there yet till I hit the switch. So, Figment's really good. It has a platinum. Sadly, the sequel does not have a platinum, which is odd. And I think they were both on sale a while ago. I think I picked up both of them for basically $3. And both of them are very easy completions. I'll do Figment 2 at some point. I already did them both on Xbox because I think they were in Game Pass, and that's where I found out about them. Mm-hmm. And that brings my trophy score, or my trophy tally, I guess, up to, I'm at 127 platinums, 840 gold, 1124 silver, 2619 bronze. And on the Xbox side, nothing's changed. So let me pull up what my actual game score is there, just to keep consistent. Out of here. 734,255. Actually, let me check. Did I play any Xbox this week? No, not since Harold Halibut. Which I haven't touched. I haven't touched Harold Halibut again, so I'll get back to that.
Naughty.
I know. I'll get there. Yeah, I just go through phases where like 1 month I'll do a bunch of Xbox and then another month I'll do a bunch of PlayStation. It's a first world problem and I have it. But it's also, I kind of like it. I like having that as a quote unquote problem because it's like, I'll just, I got a bunch of games in each spot. I'll just play them. Mm-hmm. What is going on here? Hold on. Something's wrong. I didn't update this. Let me... Yeah, okay. It was still saying the last episode needed to be published on the RSS feed, which I knew was wrong.
Scrolling through this website is literally just a nostalgia trip. It's seeing shows that I haven't even thought of in like God knows how long.
Yeah, it's a cool website with the Blu-rays and everything. For those looking, it's monsterlandmedia.com. I can't vouch for the quality of the product that you would get if you order from here, but it's really cool seeing some of these older shows that just aren't on Blu-ray. And it's crazy. Like, if I had disposable income, I'd probably buy a lot of these. Well, I would buy one at first just to see what the package looks like.
Yeah.
Just to be sure, because they're not even using like... Well, actually, some of them are using actual Blu-ray cases in the pictures. And then some of them have weird ones that just say Blu-ray disc on them.
I'd probably buy like an older one, because if the older ones look good, then obviously the newer ones will.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, the older ones aren't going to be as affected by like worse quality, because it's like, all right, well, they're already not the best quality to begin with. Just because
that's what I'm saying.
Shows.
Like, if they still look decent when they're older, then
they got the Mighty Ducks cartoon.
They have Recess.
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that Mighty Ducks cartoon was so cool, where the Mighty Ducks come from the future.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to watch that all the time during like
the 90s had so many good cartoons, man.
Yeah, they did. Oh my god. Beetleborgs, Big Bad Beetleborgs, aka Power Rangers' cousin.
Kids are missing out now. Jackie Chan Adventures, let's go.
Shit, for real? Dude, they got a lot of Transformers.
Yeah.
Dude, forget the Assassin's Creed. Let's just talk about all these old TV shows.
For real, dude.
God.
I hate you because now I'm going to spend way too much money buying stuff.
I got Beast Wars 2 Super Lifeform Transformers, the complete series, 43 episodes.
Oof, the Jackie Chan Adventures is $85.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the prices are
I mean,
pretty crazy.
it's 95 episodes though, so I mean, if you really think about it, I guess it's not that terrible.
Oh, shit. You know what? I'm going to look this up real quick. I know people are going to hate this part of the podcast for sure. But let me look up. I gotta know.
I've got like 30 minutes. Do we still want to do Assassin's Creed?
What was gonna be the other thing? Ooh, it might be cutting it close. Oh, sadly, this site does not have Zoids. We can talk.
I think we have enough time.
I think we got enough time. We'll skip the news story. Yeah. It's basically, I'll sum it up real quick. On Kotaku, the FBC Firebreak, which is the Control sequel, which is like a squad-based shooter that's apparently an MMO. They're saying that content's not going to be like crazy, like time restrictive. It's not a normal live service game, basically. Like you can just do the stuff at your own time. So honestly, if I don't cave beforehand, this will be the game that I cave for and buy. For sure. I love Left 4 Dead squad shooters like that, and I love the Control universe. So.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, indeed. All right, on to Assassin's Creed. Does Jason have any questions this week?
Yeah, but I figure we could. I mean, do you want me to ask his question before we start talking about Assassin's Creed? I mean, it obviously ties into it.
Yeah, I mean, I got Colin's question as well.
Yeah, let's start with the questions. That way, if we run low on time, at least we're taking care
servicing
of
the people.
Exactly,
servicing them right. So,
I do.
The main topic of this week is going to be Assassin's Creed, the series, the franchise, the one we love, the one that's the best franchise ever, maybe, Porquet? Maybe.
Definitely a hot take at this point, but...
Gary, what was your first Assassin's Creed game? And on what platform?
My very first Assassin's Creed was the OG on the Xbox 360 when it came out.
That's right, because PlayStation didn't have a platinum or trophies.
I didn't even care about trophies back in the day, like when that came out. I was more of a 360 achievement slut.
No, I mean, I didn't even... from what I remember, I didn't care about achievements that much either. I don't remember when I actually started really caring. Must have been when I was talking to my buddies in high school, because they were pretty big achievement guys.
I started caring right away. As soon as that dopamine hit from those achievements, I'm like...
I think I mentioned on here, my first achievement that I remember was for getting a triple kill using a landmine in Halo 3. And that's the first one I remember, and I remember exactly where I got it. And then I looked at the achievements, and I'm like, well, that's technically level 3, so I actually got like 3 or 4 achievements before that, but I just didn't notice. I mean, it was such a weird thing at the time. I think it was just I thought it was like a weird notification thing. So,
yeah.
But...
Dude, the first Assassin's Creed, like...
It was so...
Even now, yeah, you could argue that it's repetitive, but every game is repetitive in a sense. Like, it was so good. Like, it was super immersive. It was super immersive.
Kristen Bell being in it too, that was weird.
What was that?
Kristen Bell being in it was weird.
Yeah. But I
knew her from Heroes.
I love that freaking setting too. Like that medieval setting, it's so good.
And they start the game with you coming across Indiana Jones' Ark of the Covenant. Oh, awesome.
I got the full 1,000 in that on 360.
It's
Those
a toughie,
flags
but I did too.
made me want to shoot myself.
It's a toughie. I think I've got...
Yeah, we talked about that on one of the previous ones, I think.
I've got every achievement in the Assassin's Creed games, I think, except for... I think there's like some games for Windows Live stuff, maybe? There's like some weird offshoots. I haven't done the PS...
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Is there not? I'll double check.
I don't think there's any... Because I think all of the ones with online achievements, I don't think any of those had games for Windows Live versions.
Let's see. Assassin Creed.
What was your first Assassin's Creed?
Oh, it was the first one. Yeah, I remember. Okay, yeah. I remember getting it. I remember trading it in at some point, and I remember my aunt buying it for me again. But yeah, I did. They really need to either port over a remaster or remake it or do something with it, because I want to play that shit again with trophies. It's backwards compatible.
What?
It's backwards compatible.
Yeah, but I want to play it again with trophies.
There was Assassin's Creed Altair's Chronicles HD Windows Phone.
What the hell is that?
I think it was like a handheld Assassin's Creed game.
Oh yeah,
Assassin's
there
Creed,
was like a few on like
Assassin's
PSP,
Creed
I think
Pirates,
PSP and DS.
Pirates on the Windows Phone and Windows PC.
Hmm.
I think those are the only ones that I just never touched or haven't bought or anything to that nature. On the PlayStation side, at least, the only Assassin's Creed game I've played is Freedom Cry Standalone. I think they gave it away at some point. That's where you play as Adewale, and he goes and he starts freeing some slaves, and he's got like a big old machete.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty fun. But other than that, I have completed, I would say like 90% of the series. I have, I did AC1 when they came out, AC1, AC2, Brotherhood, Revelations, AC3. I did Rogue. Didn't do Black Flag on the 360, but did on the Xbox One because, at that time I wasn't super concerned about stacking.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can't do Black Flag on 360. So that ship has sailed, pun intended. And then I've done Unity, Syndicate. I completed Origins. I'm somewhat through Odyssey. I dipped my toe into Valhalla. I'll get back to those eventually. I own all the DLCs and everything. And then I've done AC Liberation HD on the 360.
Dan, you've done way more than me.
I did. I know. I'm a real boy. I've done AC Rogue Remaster. I just did Assassin's Creed 3, the remaster, and I'm going to work on... I think that might be my next thing, because that's going to be a big amount of data I can get rid of. I'll probably finish off the 3 remaster, which is Liberation Remaster at this point.
Damn, I got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, you're a fake fan.
I don't know about that.
And... yeah, and then Shadows is coming out, so, I mean, I don't plan to get Shadows until I finish...
Who's the real fake fan?
At least Odyssey.
Who's the real fake fan? I bought it at release. I'm supporting the company.
That's cool. They need all the help they can get.
Exactly.
Honestly,
if I didn't, this, okay?
If I didn't throw my birthday money down on Clair Obscur, I probably would have done Assassin's Creed Shadows. But,
well, we know who the fake fan is.
But Gary, the watermelon isn't a natural fruit in that region. And it shouldn't be there at that time period, Gary. They don't have historical accuracy, Gary.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, that was one of the I thought you might have seen that. That was like one of the complaints people were having about how they're like not paying attention to the fine details of the world and Japan at the time.
About Shadows?
Yeah, there's apparently watermelons in there, and they're like...
but they always skirt the line between realistic historical accuracy and just what the fuckery.
But
like, are you really gonna pick apart watermelons when you can fucking... I don't know.
Look,
like you can do some like stupid crazy shit in Assassin's Creed games that obviously is like almost like supernatural. But well, okay, let's pick apart the watermelons.
I think they had this like almost exact argument on like a Sacred Symbols episode where they were like, look, you can be mad at some things, but if you're getting mad at all of the things, including this little thing, you're really like diminishing your point. But anyway,
really grasping at straws.
You talked about your Shadows earlier, so we can kind of skip that part for now.
I'm gonna go over how my progression with the series was.
Oh, you're just hijacking it.
I am because I didn't get to.
Okay.
So I started with
everything for me actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you pretty much described everything, every game.
It's been like my main franchise that I play, and I really forgot that was the case.
Yeah. Well, that's my problem. Is like I loved it, and then I got so burnt out that I like skipped some. So basically, I did 1 right when it came out. I did 2 right when it came out. Loved 2. I basically just did everything that 1 did better.
2 is fantastic, and not just because of my Italian.
And then literally, so
wait. Before you go any further,
now who's hijacking?
Yeah, I'm hijacking. going back to the whole thing where people getting set by historical accuracy, I saw someone make a comment where they're like, people complain about historical accuracy. You really think that Ezio Auditori's like actual Uncle Mario said, "It's a me, Mario," in the real world? Because he says that in one of the games.
He 100% said that in the real world. He says that in Assassin's Creed 2.
Is it 2 or is it Revelate or Brotherhood?
It's 2. I'm like pretty sure. Anyways, I'm like running out of time. Let me get to this. So I did 2, and then so for those that aren't super familiar with the series, for the longest period, they literally were releasing them like Call of Duty style, like every November, every single year, and a lot of people like myself experienced burnout playing them every single year. So I did 2, and then I dipped my toe into Brotherhood the following year, and it just didn't stick. I liked it, but it didn't stick. So following year, I skipped Revelations. I'm like, I need a break.
Dude, after that Assassin's Creed 2 ending, I was hooked. I needed to find out what happened.
And then 3 came out, played that, beat it, thought it was meh. Probably give it like a 6 or 6.5. I just didn't like the setting. I didn't like the setting.
Oh, you didn't like the setting. Okay. I was going to say, I didn't like it either. I went back and did the remaster, and I was like, this game's fucking amazing.
Okay. Well, I'll go back eventually. And then I think I ended up I dipped my toe into Black Flag. That was back when the PS4 and the Xbox One had just come out. Mm-hmm. That was like I think that was a launch title.
It was a launch title because I got 4 before I got the Xbox One. But I was like, I'm going to get the better version.
Mm-hmm. I dipped my toe into Black Flag on the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. Dug it, but it didn't stick. And then after that, I'm trying to think of the release order here. I think after that it was what? Oh, cool. That gives us more time then. I have a little bit more time.
More time.
So lost my train of thought.
You played Black Flag and then you went on to which one?
I played a little bit. The next one that came out after Black Flag was what, like that Unity. Was like Unity, right? It was like Unity and Rogue. They came out like simultaneously.
So it was Unity on the newer consoles, Rogue on the older consoles, which I thought was a cool concept because
that is a cool concept. Yeah,
they were like, hey, we're not going to forget about you guys on the last gen. Mm-hmm. And so Rogue was pretty good.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite ones.
That's what I've heard. I ended up going with Unity because I'm like, well, I'm going to go with the better version because I own the better console.
Yep.
So I liked Unity. It got a lot of hate, but I liked it a lot.
I loved Unity. I don't get why people dislike it. I mean, I get because of the bugs and everything.
Yeah, there was glitches and shit. Yeah, but like still, like
I didn't get any glitches or bugs.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. The collectible hunt was kind of a pain in the ass towards the end just because of all the random chests, and you gotta find a key and unlock this and then unlock that and then get that chest and blah blah blah. But I mean, overall, really solid.
I loved how they tied them both in together.
Don't spoil it. I haven't done it.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, have you not played Rogue at all?
No.
I'm trying to remember exactly how it ties in. It does tie in pretty good. I won't spoil it, but it's literally like, it's not like I'm trying to phrase a certain way. It's literally like a blink and you'll miss it thing, but it's important for Unity. Mm-hmm. But it's good. I would recommend it. Get the remaster.
Okay. Yeah, I have it. I own every Assassin's Creed. It's just time. And then I dipped my toe into Syndicate when it came out the following year. Liked it, but rolled off of it.
Did you do the Jack the Ripper DLC?
No, because I never even finished the main game.
The Jack the Ripper DLC sucks. It's so bad.
What came out after that? After Syndicate, it was...
They took the break, then they did Origins.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So I skipped Origins. Can you see my pattern where I'll like dip my toe, finish a game, start a game, and then just skip one or two? Skipped Origins, but then they showed stuff for Odyssey, and I'm like, oh my god, I love freaking Greek stuff, Greek mythology, mm-hmm. all that kind of stuff. So I literally pre-ordered the fanciest version you could that includes all the DLC because I was like, this looks sick. Did not regret my purchase whatsoever because I freaking loved that game.
Was that was the one where if you got the gold edition, it came with Rogue Remaster.
Yeah, you
right?
get
or
you
3 Remaster.
yeah, I think yeah. You get that and then you get like the season pass and everything.
Yeah.
Like it was
It was 3 Remaster because I know I didn't spend money on 3 Remaster.
yeah. Freaking love that game. Yeah, you could argue that it's not very Assassin's Creed-ish, but I don't care. Thought it was such a good game. And then I got Valhalla with the launch of the PS5, and
Gary,
I
the
dipped my
crucial
toe in.
question. The crucial question.
Hmm.
Cassandra or the other one? Alexios.
Cassandra.
Of course. I think she's the canon assassin, right?
She is. She's the only real answer. If you picked Alexios, you did it wrong.
Did you do the mission where in Odyssey where you help the guy trapped in the cage?
I think I did like all the missions, but that was years ago. I can't remember. That was like 7 years ago.
It's a side mission, and this guy's trapped in a cage because he went to go see a fortune teller or something, or whatever they were called in Greek mythology, and he's like, they said that I would kill, my actions would get my mother killed, and my father would scream in agony or something like that, and so, excuse me, you as the assassin are like, okay, let me get your stuff ready so this doesn't happen. He's like, okay, well, my stuff got stolen by this why am I blanking? This outlaw, let's say, and then I sold this thing to the merchant over here. He's over there. So you go to the merchant, and then you can bang the merchant, right? So of course I bang the merchant, and then you go and you kill the outlaw, and she puts up a good fight, but you kill her, and then you go back to the guy, and he's like, oh, thank God you did this, so now my family will be safe, and then his parents are standing there like trying to plead with him, and they're like, actually, we didn't tell you. You were adopted. That outlaw was your mother, and the merchant is your father. And then he's like, but he was supposed to be screaming in agony. And Cassandra goes, oh, he was screaming, all right.
I know. Cassandra was great because she was like the perfect mix between like sassy and serious.
I have to go back to that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. I platinumed on my old profile. I'm doing that shit all over again at 60 FPS.
I think I'm at the point where you uncover not the Templars, but the secret society, and you find out that Alexios is the bad guy.
Spoilers, dude. You gotta mark spoilers.
Well, spoilers. Is he the bad guy?
Edit that in. God, you're gonna get us canceled for all these freaking spoilers you casually throw in.
Are they? It's an old game. Are they?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You gotta mark spoilers. We just talked about this earlier with my Reddit post.
I will say that there's gonna be Assassin's Creed spoilers. Here, all right. Let me hold on.
Just say that there's we'll specify because then nobody's gonna listen to it.
I'll clip it here. Give me a sec. And clip.
Okay, good. Thank you.
What's that?
What was I gonna say?
Are they supposed to be siblings in the game?
Huh?
I forget. Are they siblings in the game?
Yeah, they're siblings.
Okay. Yeah. I vaguely remember playing that part where you found that out or something. But all right, go on.
But got Odyssey when it came out with the PS5. Dipped my toe in for like an hour, and I was like, the combat in this feels like shit. Like compared to Odyssey, I'm like, I just don't really like this, and I fell off pretty much immediately.
Wait, I think you said Odyssey one too many times. What combat felt like shit? Was it Odyssey or Valhalla?
Valhalla.
Okay, I think you mixed up Odyssey in there.
Okay, maybe I did, but I liked Odyssey's combat.
No, I liked
at least
Odyssey,
from what I remember.
Origins was good too.
Yeah, I never played Origins. That was one of the ones I skipped, but I'll go back. I've heard it's like some people say it's the best of the newer ones, like before Shadows came out.
It's fun. It made me want to go watch the Mummy movies.
But that's my experience. I also didn't bring up. I own it, but I didn't bring up that like trilogy of the side-scrolling ones because I own it and haven't played it. Yeah, Chronicles.
I've done
or
China.
Like the random
the first one,
or like the random little like spin-offs. I didn't play Liberation, but I own it. I didn't play any of those like random like kind of janky like side games like on PSP or DS or whatever.
I didn't touch those either, obviously.
Yeah.
No, if it wasn't on 360, Xbox One, I didn't touch it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Or the equivalent on PlayStation.
Top three AC protagonists.
Ooh, top three? Well, I mean,
I would say top 5, but I don't want this to go on forever.
Yeah. And I'm not going to elaborate like a shitload. Because, I mean, there's obvious answers. Unfortunately, it's going to be basic.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's unfair just because we got 3 games with him as the protagonist, but obviously Ezio's number 1. Like, that's...
Mm-hmm.
I hate doing that because it's such like it's such a basic answer, but that's just what it is. They really did go with him.
It's a cold take.
It is a cold take. There's no hotness here. I'm looking at the list just to remind myself. If I'd have played more Odyssey, maybe I'd feel like Cassandra would be up there. Like, I'm sure she would be.
Cassandra's in there for me.
Is she?
I would say she's number 2.
Number 2
honestly.
for you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would go with... Honestly, this may be a little bit of a hot take. I
thought you said there wasn't any hotness in here.
Not with that first one. Like, number 1 is Ezio with a bullet. I would, and like I said, haven't finished Odyssey, haven't finished Valhalla, haven't done Shadows, clearly. I would probably put Arno Dorian as number 2.
Really?
Yeah,
that is kind of a hot take. I ain't gonna lie.
A little bit. I liked his story. I took a lot of French when I was in high school, so that was kind of a cool connection for me. Yeah, looking at the list. I'll give it to Arno, and then my third one will actually be somewhat of a unusual take. Number 2 is Arno. Who's your number? You said number 2 is Cassandra. Yeah. Who's your number 3?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on number 1 for sure. Obviously, my number 3, just based on the fact that obviously I didn't play all the other Assassin's Creeds, but from what I've played, it's kind of a toss-up / two-way tie between Edward Kenway and Black Flag and Evie Fry from Syndicate.
Oh, interesting. Okay, dude.
Yeah, I thought Jacob was fucking annoying, but Evie's a pretty cool character.
I thought Altair was going to be in one of our lists for sure.
I like him, but he's
a good like
he's just not interesting enough. As much as I love the first one, he just
He's a good placeholder, like project yourself onto the character type of character. Like he's got enough there, and he gets cooler as the series goes on. Like, did you play Revelations?
No, remember I just told you I didn't.
Well, I don't know if you went back and played it eventually. I know you said you skipped it.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't yet.
He does show back up in Revelations.
I've heard about it. But...
Which it gives a pretty satisfying ending to him. And he becomes more of a character, but God, what a cough. For my third, I would maybe do Shay Patrick Cormac from Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Oh yeah, I've heard he's solid too. I just haven't played it.
It's such a fun story about an assassin who rejects the order after they make a few oopsies. No, he rejects.
Or no, the other way around. Yeah, I forgot. You play as a He's
an assassin, and then some shenanigans happen. And he's like, "You guys don't know what." He's like, "You guys have no idea, like, essentially the nukes that you're just tossing around here." He's like, "I'm gonna go." You like piss off, and then
that was a cool idea to play like the other side and see like, hey, they're not all just fucking evil. Like they have their justifications.
It gets very confusing timeline wise because even though the timeline matches up, you're playing as Shay before the American Revolution. So Hatham's in there, like setting up the assassin order. I don't remember if any of the Charles Lee might show up. But then there's like a young Washington in there. There's Achilles is still the head of the assassin order, and then Adewale's there, but he's old because Assassin's Creed 4 takes place even before that. It's like it's so weird seeing the characters like out of order in different ages.
I thought for sure that Connor Kenway was going to be on your list.
No, I mean he's close. He's close. I did enjoy Connor this time around.
I was being facetious.
I enjoyed Connor this time around.
To me, he's another Altair that doesn't have much personality.
Yeah, he's better this time around. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But those are my 3 favorite assassins. I'd probably say.
Assassinos.
And then let's see.
I think we should do top 5 games.
Okay.
Like each of our top 5, and then questions, and that'll probably give us like we'll probably have just enough time for that.
Yeah. Okay. I think you went first last time, so I will go first this time.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think we kind of both went the first time. We were just like, yeah, SEO's number 1.
Yeah. Either way.
Top 5 games. Oh, I'm looking at the list here.
Yeah.
I would probably go with AC. It's a basic answer, but I think it's the right answer. AC2 number 1.
Oh, so real quick before we dive too deep into it, are we actually ranking it like 1 is the best, 5 is the worst out of our top 5? Is this like are we doing like a general top 5? I like these games, but they're not technically in any order.
I kind of took it as we would go in our personal top 5. So like
okay, but like 1's the best and 5's the worst out of the top 5, right?
Yeah, we could do it like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, some of them at some point is just gonna be like, oh, it depends how your dick's hanging that day, but
yeah, fair.
But yeah, AC2 for me, definitely number 1. I don't think there's. I don't know if there's a technically better Assassin's. I mean, there probably is. It's all it's all preference, but just the setting, the fact that I'm an Italian boy, they really set up Ezio pretty good. Do they? I forget. Do they cut your fingers off in Assassin's Creed 2? Or did they made the joke about that and they just do like a burn around your finger?
I don't remember.
I feel like they just do the burn around the finger.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'll check it out. But no, AC2, very good game at the time. Still a good game. I played the Ezio collection, of course. And the ending is still one of the ones that stands out to me as like such a mindfuck ending. Like the first one kind of had a little bit of it, but then the second one, it was like the Isu come through and they're like, "Yo, Desmond, like we know it's you." And Ezio's like, "Who's Desmond?" They're like, "Shut up, boy. We're talking to the future."
I remember when I first played the first Assassin's Creed, I was kind of disappointed that they put in all of the Animus stuff. I'm like, man, I just want to play as an assassin in the freaking like medieval era. Like, I don't want all this like current time BS. And then it kind of just grew on me. I was like, whatever, it is what it is.
I enjoyed the current time stuff. One, because I like the sci-fi element. It kind of differentiated it. But at the same time, if you remember, they were really trying, and I think they succeeded in it. They were really trying to hit the landing of, I think it was AC3 coming out the same year that the Mayan calendar apocalypse was supposed to happen.
Oh yeah,
and they were really
it was
tying it together. Yep,
2012. Yep,
dude, there was like a sliver of me that was like, this shit's real. Like we're all gonna die. And then everyone was just like, dude, they just ran out of calendar time. They just ran out of materials to write the calendar or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, AC2 number 1 for me.
I'm gonna throw a hot take out there. Odyssey's my number 1.
It's not a bad choice.
I know people, like I said before, could argue that it's not a real Assassin's Creed, but whatever. It's got the name.
I mean, by that logic, AC4 is not a real Assassin's Creed game because you don't become an assassin until like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you're a pirate.
Also, if they would have made a movie and he was still alive, that would have gone to Heath Ledger, right?
100%.
I can't see another person playing Edward Kenway. I mean, I guess Charlie Hunnam could, but I think at the time he wasn't that big.
No, it should be Johnny Depp.
Dude, could you imagine?
Right, that'd be hella funny.
They would never let him do that. Disney would never let him do that. Although Disney did the Prince of Persia movie, so maybe they would just pull it.
Was that Disney?
It was.
Oh,
actually, I actually enjoy that movie more than I probably should.
I just enjoy Jake Gyllenhaal. He's a hottie,
He's a guy.
That too. All right. What's your number two?
I'm looking through the list, and I don't think I would, but I'm really not trying to choose Brotherhood or Revelations. Number two for me. Let's see. God, this list is extensive. I would probably do, and it's just because I haven't finished Odyssey. I would probably do. Oh, did you play Assassin's Creed Mirage? I don't think either of us talked about that.
Oh yeah, I forgot to bring that up. I did.
Yeah, Mirage was good.
I got it. I got it released and platinumed it. I thought it was solid.
Number two, I would actually probably do Assassin's Creed 3. I'm not a huge Black Flag guy, and going through and replaying Assassin's Creed 3, I really appreciated it more this time. I thought the story was fantastic. I like the King Washington DLC, and I would probably put Assassin's Creed 3 up there as my number two.
Okay. I'm gonna put Assassin's Creed 2 at my number two.
Oh, nice.
I feel like I couldn't really put that any lower because, yeah, maybe it hasn't aged the greatest, but it's still super freaking solid.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, it pretty much improves on everything the first one did well.
Oh, absolutely.
So, the only thing I would argue that I like better about the first one is the setting. I prefer medieval over, I prefer medieval over like Italy.
Renaissance Italy.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I really need to explain why 2 is my number 2, but
16.
you kind of already touched on everything.
Yeah. All right. So number 3 for me. Looking through the list, I would probably go with. Again, it's a big asterisk because I don't. Maybe I'll correct it when I finish Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'd probably give it to Assassin's Creed Unity. I think it was a solid game. Really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little bummed. I don't think you can get the Sword of Eden as like your standard sword at the end of the game, can you?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Maybe you can, but you don't get the power with it. I thought the Sword of Eden was a cool idea. It was a cool idea. Thought. Yeah, so Unity is really good. I love the story. I like the French setting. The architecture was incredible. I think what is it? I think there was an interesting story years ago. I think unfortunately when the Notre Dame burned down or like caught ablaze and like was like gutted by the fire, I think they went to Ubisoft because they had like incredibly detailed scans of the whole building because they used it to make it, because I think they lost or they never had the original architecture paperwork for the Notre Dame. So they went to Ubisoft and they're like, hey, can we have this to kind of rebuild? Which I thought was a really cool That
thing. Is cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, the love story between Arno and Elise, I thought that was dope. I really enjoyed the story overall. I think is really good. And I do like how it ties into Rogue. Which, again, I won't spoil here for my little Gare Bear.
Attaboy, you're learning.
Yeah.
He's learning.
You had your time. But that's the thing with spoilers. It's one thing if you're just, like, whipping them out. But if someone says, hey, I don't want to be spoiled by this. If you do it after that, then you're no bueno.
Yeah.
That's the biggest dick move. So yeah, Unity is my number 3. Did they have they had the cool co-op mode in there too. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Did you enjoy the multiplayer for the older Assassin's Creeds? Because I loved them.
I did for the most part. I like dipping my toe in, but going for like the achievements for them where it was a pain in the ass.
I mean, also if you were a higher level, you got like poison darts and you were a god. Like you were unstoppable. Mm-hmm. It was a very unfair multiplayer at a point. But I played the fucking shit out of it.
I bet you did.
So much fun. It for those that don't know, it was basically essentially Among Us, except, and there were different game modes, but the core was there were assassins. You had like a compass that kind of closed in as you got closer, and you were playing as NPCs that were also scattered around the map. So it was like a social deduction game trying to figure out who's an assassin based on their movement. If you were foolish enough to run on roofs, it's like, well, the NPCs don't go on roofs type of deal. So
Yeah, it was a cool idea.
I thought it was very fun. I honestly hope they bring that back as like a standalone, like just game. Doesn't have to be massive, but I honestly think it could do well.
Yeah. My number 3 is, even though I haven't finished it, I'm only 7.5 hours in, is Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Ooh, okay.
It's that good so far. Like I'm really digging it.
Nice.
It's basically, I mean, basically like the what I would attribute it to is like if Odyssey and Ghost of Tsushima and like Tenchu all had a baby. Like, because it has a lot of the cool stuff that I like from Odyssey, like just the scope, the hierarchy of enemies to go after, just like the beautiful like vistas and like draw distance and everything. Combat's really good, and it just has like the kind of the Ghost of Tsushima kind of stuff in it. Like obviously you're one of the characters you play as a samurai, so that's kind of part of that. And then, like I said before, the stealth mechanics are actually really solid. Like, and like if I feel like I'm playing a Tenchu game.
Awesome.
I even saw somebody post that the other day on like the Assassin's Creed subreddit. I'm like, yes, I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way, and other people remember that game. But that's my number 3 so far. You know, like you said, you know, you could freaking wake up and sneeze funny, and your list could change. But currently, this is my number 3.
Nice. Number 4 for me is going to be Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Okay.
Much like Assassin's Creed 3, I do enjoy the naval combat stuff, but I like how number 4 I think overdid it, but rightfully so. You're a pirate. But in Rogue, the story was good. It was interesting. It was a different take, playing as a former assassin who becomes a Templar. Shay Cormac was a pretty cool character. Like I said, how it ties into the other installment was really cool. I liked seeing all the familiar faces just at different stages of their life. And I'm trying to think. It didn't have multiplayer, I don't think. No, it didn't have multiplayer. But you did travel to like the Atlantic areas. Where like AC4 you were in the Caribbean, AC3 you were in the Atlantic area as far as like the colonies, but AC Rogue you go up to like the North Pole kind of like real northern shit.
Did Rogue have sailing mechanics?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yep. Wasn't as crazy as AC3, like not AC3, AC4. Because AC4 had like those huge ships you had to take down, right?
Yeah, like legendary ships or whatever.
They were tough. God, still got a lot. Do I have water in this thing? There we go. In case you can't tell by my more hushed tone, Sammy is now in the room getting ready for sleep. So, but yeah, I would definitely.
Wake Sammy.
Oh, he's not asleep yet. Just can't wake him.
Okay.
We did get up this morning and we finished Figment though. He enjoyed it. But
nice.
And then he sees I'm like going through all my games to like install new ones, and he keeps going cars. I'm like we're not playing cars. I'm not installing my first Gran Turismo, Sam. Okay, I'm not installing Hot Wheels.
Baby's first Gran Turismo
with no trophies. Oh, you know, he might get a kick out of the Forza. I already completed them both. The Fast and Furious Forza standalone.
Nice.
Did you do your 4th or no?
No, I wasn't sure if you were done.
I think I had something and I lost it. Yeah, I lost it. It's your turn.
All right. My number 4 is going to be... I keep like having a set one and then it like moves around in my head. I'm going to go with Assassin's Creed 1.
Very nice.
Like it's one of those like Assassin's Creed that yeah, maybe it hasn't aged the greatest, and it's a little more repetitive than the rest of them, but it's like holds a special place in my heart. Um, just the setting. Altair is a pretty cool character. Yeah, he didn't make it to my top three, but he's still solid. He, you know, he has his quirks, but I don't know. He just a cool ass character too. Like it's just his design, his outfit. There's a reason they keep bringing that outfit back to like every Assassin's Creed game.
Mm-hmm.
It's iconic. But you know, Ubisoft, if you're listening to this podcast, because I know you do, fucking either remaster or remake the first one. I don't even care if it's a port at this point. Just give me some goddamn fucking PlayStation 4 trophies that I can earn in that bitch.
Listen, buddy, you didn't get no PlayStation 3 trophies. You're not getting PS4 trophies, okay? Just be a
I'm
man.
getting PlayStation 4 trophies.
Be a man and get your Xbox achievements.
I already got them. I want to do it again. That's the problem.
You got it on your new profile? Oh, wait, you don't have a new profile on Xbox, right? You just have
No,
one?
I never switched profiles. Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, that's my number 4. It's good.
Right.
If you haven't played it, go play it.
Just be aware it's the first Assassin's Creed. Like,
yeah, it's a little rough around the edges, but you can't beat the atmosphere. It's so good.
Not in a be prepared for it to be bad. Just be prepared to understand that like it's not a new game. Like,
yeah, but
it's a great game.
If you play it on the Xbox One X, Series X, whatever, they bump up the resolution to 4K, so it actually looks pretty good for a 2007 game.
Yeah, it's a good game. Just people just seem to have a problem with going back to older games, which is crazy because old games are good games.
True that.
My number 5 to round out my list, I'll give it to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm so many hours into it, but I haven't even scratched the surface. But I know it's a great game. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. I enjoy it. I want to get back to it. That is, however, one of those games where I remember enough of the story where I'm not gonna reboot it, like restart it from the beginning. I feel like I'm like 70 hours into that game, maybe, and I'm like restarting I have like a third of the map done.
That shit.
Yeah,
that'd be way too much work.
And then
I feel guilty about restarting games like 20 hours in.
Yeah, so I'll pick it up again probably later in the year once I finish Liberation. That might actually be my next thing I complete is Liberation. Which you'll probably see you'll see some footage on screen because that's the one that I have that I'm working on.
Yeah, I think my plan because this is like I mentioned on one of the previous podcasts, I'm focusing like heavy on the Yakuza series until I at least play through all the ones I want to play through, which will be like pretty much the rest of this year too. But I think I'm gonna try to sprinkle some Assassin's Creed games in there, but probably next year try to go hard and really catch up on ones that I haven't played because I do. That is a goal of mine. A
podcast challenge. Like
there you go.
Yeah.
Because I love challenges. I love having extra pressure put on me when I'm trophy hunting.
Boom 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 boom. Oh wait, hold on. It's boom 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 diggy dum dum. That's Vanilla Aces. You gotta throw that extra ding.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, we just watched the second. I told you that I bought the. Yeah, I did. The Ninja Turtle movies on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
We just watched the second one like a couple nights ago.
Is it everything you remember?
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Yeah, I talked my girlfriend into getting Mountain Mike's and literally getting the type of pizza that I got as a kid while I would watch it. And I'm like, oh, the nostalgia. Oh. Anyways, sorry, side tangent. But a goal of mine is to get every Assassin's Creed Platinum. So, yeah. What was he saying before that? Oh, you were talking about crap. Were you done with your 5? You were talking about Odyssey? Okay. All right.
Also, Odyssey has bonus points because you can hang from a giant statue wiener.
Hell yeah. And it doesn't even break off like if it was mine. My number 5. Hard. I wanted to give it to Mirage, but I think it's recency bias. I liked Mirage because it kind of felt like a good mixture of like the OG Assassin's Creed mixed with like some of the newer quality of life changes of the the newer games have.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Unity is just better.
Oh,
I think I
Unity's
got to
so
give it to
good.
Unity. Yeah. Like,
Did you?
yeah, I have a little bit of sourness with it, like with some of the collectibles and some and shit like that. But they improved so much in Unity. Like, I feel like it was such a big step forward, like next gen wise,
Mm-hmm.
like with the climbing and all that kind of stuff. It
Dude,
just
and
felt way
they
more
had the
fluid.
downward parkour, which I don't remember if they
Yeah,
added to any of the other ones.
I don't think so. Yeah, the co-op was super fun.
Oh, dude,
I don't know. I just really liked
the
it.
other thing I want to bring up is I don't think it's so much anymore. How amazing were those old Assassin's Creed like cinematic trailers?
They were sick. They were
Like
super sick.
you
Yeah.
had the ones that stand out to me are obviously Assassin's Creed 2. I think that was
hmm
phenomenal. The
The first one was sick too, with like the he's like sneaking into like an execution,
yeah,
like
yeah, that one
through
was
that like
great.
huge crowd. That was super
And
cool.
then they had Unity had a great one with Everyone Wants to Rule the World by Lord. That was
Oh yeah,
so
I
good.
remember that.
And
Yeah.
the other one that really stands out to me is Assassin's Creed 3. There's two trailers. There's one where they use the Jay-Z. Is it Jay-Z or is it Diddy? The Coming Home. Is that Diddy?
I don't know.
I'll have to look
We
it
don't
up.
speak about Diddy
I
anymore
might get
though.
in trouble. I'm
Yeah.
coming. It is. That's not right. Well, Skylar Grey is the female who sings it. Coming Home, Diddy. Yep.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's kind of tainted a little. Not really though, but also yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no,
All right.
that version
Questions.
was.
I got
Hold
about
on,
15,
hold
20
on.
minutes.
Okay,
Sorry.
but then also the cinematic trailer where Connor is running across the battlefield, like inspiring the troops. That was awesome too.
Mhm.
And just real quickly before we go into questions, did you see the movie?
Yeah, it was meh.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. It's my first 4K movie
I
I
didn't
owned.
hate it, but I didn't hate it, but I wouldn't buy it.
What would you say was probably your favorite part of it? Because mine was how
I
they
don't even
reimagined the Animus.
I don't even remember it. That's how boring it was.
I so
Like I don't even like I can't even think of any parts that stand out. Like
the three redeeming parts of that movie, I would say, is one, Michael Fassbender is good in it.
he's good in everything though.
True. Two, I like how they redid the Animus, where it like grips around your waist and like you do the moves that you're doing in the Animus in the room. Like you're not laying on a table or a chair.
Yeah. I gotta pee up your back.
Okay. Although, while he's gone, it was very disappointing that they didn't show what it looks like when Michael Fassbender's riding a horse in the Animus. Convenient. And then I'll wait for Gary to come back.
Okay, back.
He's back. Yeah, I just got
Guess
done.
who's back?
I took a pause, but I was saying the second thing I like about the Assassin's Creed movie, was the Animus, how they changed it. But convenient they didn't show Michael Fassbender riding a horse in the Animus. Convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been goofy. But also, the other thing I like about the movie is they try to tie everything into the same universe. So like, Marion Cotillard's character, I think, is your main character's friend in Origins. Like
Mm-hmm.
your present day character like talks about her as a person. So I like that they try to keep everything in the same universe.
Yeah.
And before we move on to questions, have you read any of the books or comics for Assassin's Creed?
No.
I think I read a comic. I forget what it was. I think it was like a Persian guy. And then I read one of the books where there's like 5 kids who experience a shared memory or something. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
They're okay.
Yeah, I was tempted to get the novelization of the first one, but I'm like,
Yeah, I already know the story.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when I read Alan Wake.
All
It's
right.
like I'm like, this is cheating because I know the story, so I don't have to really
I
work
know.
to imagine all of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's do viewer questions.
All right.
To wrap this bad boy up.
Jason's question is just a heads up to viewers. It's a bit of a spoiler for Desmond, who is the main character in the Ezio trilogy, the main like real life character, I guess you could say.
Now who's spoiling?
Well, I can't control the questions that I get asked. All right,
Can't control
I'm
the
just
people.
warning. I'm just warning people ahead of time who haven't played the Ezio trilogy. This is going to be more for you than me because I didn't finish the XO trilogy. So it's going to be better. You'll be able to answer it more thoroughly. So he asks, do you think it was a wasted or missed opportunity the way they handled and killed off Desmond?
Ooh, okay. Wasted or missed opportunity. I don't want to. Apparently, he's not completely dead. From what I've heard, I think he's like
That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler for me.
I don't know this like the full context of it. It might be a Valhalla thing. I think it's like part of him still floating around in like the Matrix or some shit. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. I saw it on a Reddit. I saw it on a Reddit post. I don't know if that's 100% accurate.
He's like Neo, where he never truly dies.
It's like his. It's. I guess it's kind of like his body was killed, but I think he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be like the other guy in Revelations. I think was it. What was it? It was like Subject 16 or something, or Subject 15, the blonde dude, where he's like he's hanging out on Animus Island. I don't know.
I never played Revelations, so I have no idea.
I think it was was it Revelations? Brotherhood. Cause you kill Lucy at the end of Brotherhood, right? No, Lucy's around.
Yeah, you kill off Lucy in one of them. I know that for sure.
Yeah. Do you kill her? No, cause Revelations, you might kill Lucy. I don't know. Maybe it's who? I don't fucking know. Anyway, it gets confusing. I don't see. I personally would have preferred if they just ended, like, had him killed off to save the world, and then just didn't touch Animus stuff for like subsequent games for a while.
I know.
Like just literally just make him like this is the assassin in the previous time. Like you're not playing through the memories, even though I know that's kind of their shtick. But I think it was like they kind of justified his death in a good way, but at the same time they kind of left the door open a little, I guess. And then so I would say maybe no, but the real wasted opportunity was all the Juno stuff. Like at the end of 3, Desmond sacrifices himself and then she's set free. You really don't see a lot of consequence of that in the main games. So I would say that would be more of the waste.
Okay. I don't really have much to say, like I said, because I didn't finish those. So
get on it.
I know. It's a goal. It's a goal.
No.
All right. Other viewer questions. I gotta wrap it up in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. What was it? It was Colin.
Collie?
Yeah, Colin says.
Cauliflower.
Colin says, this one's for Gary. Why were you so awkward at our date to the retro arcade?
I was a little nervous. You were looking pretty handsome, especially in that lighting. And,
also not his question.
I was afraid that I was going to say something stupid and you were going to walk away.
Colin's actual question is, what defines an Assassin's Creed game to you? The games have changed so much over the years, and fans of different eras all have different things they like about the games. Is it possible to truly satisfy all the fan base now with any one title?
To answer that last part, no.
No, because no one's satisfied with anything.
No.
For me, an Assassin's Creed game is hidden. Well, I guess hidden. I guess they all had hidden blades to an extent, right? Even Odyssey, you get I don't think you have a hidden blade, but you have the spear, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's something that you can. I mean,
there's
assassinate. As much as people say there isn't, there's assassination in every Assassin's Creed game. Even if you're not like, even if you're like a pirate or a freaking, Spartan warrior or whatever. It's, there's still assassinations.
Is there an assassin order in Odyssey at any point?
Yeah.
There is? Okay.
I think so. Because it's, I can't remember the timeline, but it takes, because the order was created in Origins, right? Like, not to get into spoilers or whatever, but I think it was created in Origins, and Odyssey, I think it was after that, wasn't it?
It is, but I didn't know if it was kind of like, oh, they're in a different part of the world, so there's no real interaction there.
Well,
I know
I think that cult is like tied in with that kind
the
of stuff.
Templar stuff,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I would say that an Assassin's Creed game, one, it's made by Ubisoft. Two, it's called Assassin's Creed. That's kind of a giveaway.
these are great reasons already.
There's great reasons. There has to be assassinations of some degree.
Yeah,
there has to be like a quote unquote assassin versus Templar story going on. I would say, and I assume this is with all of them. There has to, I think, for better or worse, there has to be the sci-fi animus aspect to it in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
Either through like the menus, or you're actually playing as someone going back in time, or it's Assassin's Creed 4 and you're at a game development studio that's not Ubisoft but is Ubisoft.
And there has to be large things you can climb to the top of to uncover the area and leap of faith off into hay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure every single game has that.
You definitely have leap of faith.
Yeah. So
if you can't leap of faith, there's no Assassin's Creed. Oh, what is
100%?
What is is it Witcher 2 that has the dead assassin in it? As an Easter egg.
Oh, like an Easter egg?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I played that like years and years ago, but I don't remember.
I'm gonna see, because I can't remember. Witcher 2 Assassin's
yeah,
Creed.
I hope that answers your question, Colin.
There's an assassin that missed a hay bale and he's just down on the floor.
The hay bale.
What was his other? Was there any more to it? Yeah. As far as the two eras, it's really. I mean, there's the open world RPG aspect era, like Odyssey, Origins, Valhalla, and I guess Shadows at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shadows is in that vein, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a new era. It's big open world.
Or if you go to the old ones where there's open worlds or open zones, and then
kind of open zones, yeah.
And then it's more like vertical exploration type of deals, with very strict like story missions that offer more replayability.
It's also hard to kind of like pinpoint, but like if somebody gave me any given Assassin's Creed game and I didn't know it was part of that series, like I would more than likely guess that it was part of the Assassin's Creed series, if that makes sense. Like you kind of always know you're playing one. Like it just has a specific vibe. It like yeah, they do. That's true. But they usually have some sort of like feeling to them. It's hard to explain. Like they just, you know what I mean? Even if you're comparing the older ones to the newer ones, they still like I don't know. It's hard to I can't really quantify it, but whenever I'm playing an Assassin's Creed game, it's like I know that I'm playing an Assassin's Creed game. If it's, you know what I'm talking about, obviously. I just can't really explain it that well.
You get it. No, you can tell. There's a walk. There's a run. There's character movement that you just understand.
Yeah.
There's the hidden blade stuff. There's all that good shit.
All that goodness. Don't even think about Luna.
So far, Gary, to wrap it up, what flavor goldfish you give in Assassin's Creed Shadows?
I would give it a flavored blasted pizza.
Ooh,
out of a pretzel goldfish. So that's a pretty good score, I would say. You know,
the pretzels are your 10?
No.
Well, then why would you give it?
No, I don't know. It made more sense in my head, and then I said it, and you're like, you know what? You're right. When you asked if that's my 10, it's not. I thought we had more questions.
I had that from Gary. You had Jason's.
From Gary.
You had Jason's. I had Colin's. That's what I said.
Totally.
Someone asked who Amy was. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no, that was not our question.
Hold up, I'm scrolling back.
Oh, no, we did have more questions. I didn't realize it. King 6969. I didn't, like, I scrolled.
Where do you want the franchise to go? He asked
Stick with
he
Ubisoft,
asked
get
where we
sold
want the
off,
franchise to go. Yeah.
Yeah, stick with Shadow or stick with Ubisoft, get sold off, end with where do you want the franchise to go? Stick with Ubisoft, get sold off, end with Shadows. Well, as far as I guess he's more talking physically where it's going, like who's gonna own it. See, here's the thing. I don't want it owned by Embracer Group or Tencent, so that really just leaves like either Sony or Microsoft to own it. Unfortunately, and I don't necessarily like that, but between the two, I would want it to be Microsoft just because we know if it goes to Sony, it's not coming to Xbox, but if it goes to Microsoft, it'll be on both platforms. Like that wouldn't even be a surprise. So that's the only reason I would prefer it to go to Microsoft if it's not going to stay with Ubisoft, but this game's performing pretty well for them. So I would imagine they're going to shed a lot of the excess, like, other stuff. Like Splinter Cell, I could see going to Microsoft because they have a history there of exclusivity. So I could see Splinter Cell going, but Assassin's Creed, I think, will be staying at Ubisoft until the bitter end. And
yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't want it to end with Shadows, like he was asking.
I don't either. I think go on.
When it comes to Assassin's Creed, I kind of just want. I don't know. I just kind of want more games in the similar formula, but in different areas with different protagonists. You know what I'm saying? Like space it out more, 100%. And like Shadows got delayed, but I'm glad it got delayed because who knows what kind of quality it would have been in if it didn't. And you know, from what I've talked about multiple times already on this podcast, like it's solid. Like I don't know if it would have been that way if they didn't delay it. So if you're listening Ubisoft, because I know you are, delay your shit if you need to. Do it. Like for any company, really. Like it always makes usually a pretty big difference. Not always.
I mean, problem is they're
usually
publicly traded. That puts a whole wrinkle in it.
I know, but I just want more. I don't want it to end with this one. I don't think it will, but I just want more of the similar formula in different, like I said, in different different areas, different timelines with different protagonists. I just like that formula. It's like junk food that I know what I'm getting. You know what I mean? It's one of my guilty pleasures. I know not everybody's crazy about Assassin's Creed, but it's up there for me.
So I think the way that I would like it to go, not end with Shadow, but I think they need to do one more. I would like one or two more games where they wrap up the whole Isu, like Juno stuff. Just wrap it up completely, like put a bow on it, done. Maybe one that's actually present day Assassin's Creed stuff. And then take like 5-6 years off, even though I doubt that would be the case because it'd probably make a lot of money. And then reboot it as just you're a character in the past, not a character playing a character in the past. And then just have get rid of all the science fiction stuff. But I like the science fiction stuff, but I think I'd prefer if it was just because they already told the story and they've been kind of half-assing the present day mixed in with it. So just give it a straight give us a straight ye olde time game. I think that's where I'd want that to go.
Yeah.
And then
I'm gonna rapid fire these last two ones because I gotta go.
Yeah.
Maximum Carnage. If the franchise ended here, would it be a suitable swan song? So far from what I played, yeah, it's solid. It's better than what people expected. I think that would leave a better taste in people's mouths with the series as a whole.
Yeah,
I don't want it to end with this one. If I wouldn't want it to end, but if it had to, like this was it, I think it would be a solid ending. Thrawn, yes, more Swan and more games.
Oh, did Thrawn have one?
It was a joke question, but he wants to see. Yeah. He wants to know if we want to see more Swan. Of course, there should be Swan in every single game ever created.
The Swan should be the next assassin.
Yep. It should be
Ezio bang the Swan.
It should just be Swansassin's Creed.
A Swanson Creed. And he just plays Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson Creed, yeah, exactly. All right. You can find me at the Sly G Cooper everywhere except Xbox. Just drop the Sly G Cooper. Leave a message. Let us know. What about you, Ray?
Going Blue Sky. I'm Smackerly. I'm Smackerly on both Xbox, PlayStation. I think that's real, or the Smackerly on YouTube if you want to go to my personal YouTube. But I think that's really it. I really don't use any other platforms.
His OnlyFans is Smackerly too, if you guys are wondering.
No, that's Smackerly.
Oh,
That's the gimmick.
You changed it. You changed it.
I did.
All right. Drop a like if you liked it. Comment. Share with your game loving homies, and we'll see you on the next one.
Solid effort at the outro. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Bye.